Okay, all right, so we'll start our mellow flow. I'm Tiffany, by the way, for those of you that I haven't met before. So we're starting out in a comfortable seated position. And then just start to close your eyes. Place your hands gently on your legs. And start to quiet your thoughts. To deepen and lengthen your breath. Just shutting out any outside noises, whatever else might be going on in your house right now. And just allow this time for you. Allow yourself to completely let go of all of those other things and be completely present with your practice. Start to wiggle your spine up a little bit straighter, bringing your head closer towards the ceiling. And then tuck your chin just slightly, lengthening the back of your neck. This light movement helps to calm your body in itself. Then take a deep breath in. Take a long, slow exhale out through your mouth. Again, deep breath in. Long, slow exhale out through your mouth. Do a few rounds of breath like this on your own. With each exhale, letting go of anything that doesn't serve you. Any stresses, worry, negativity. All go with the exhale. Letting go of any stresses of the day. Leaving it all aside. Do 2 more rounds of breath this way. And then return to your natural breath. If you have any more room to wiggle up a little straighter, maybe opening your chest up a little more. And then slowly start to open your eyes. We're going to start out tonight in a wide knee child's pose. You can keep it a regular child's pose if that is better for you. So bringing your knees wide on your mat, big toes together, sitting back on the heels, and just stretch the arms up towards the top of the mat. Letting your arms stretch, letting your hips open, letting the back stretch. Take 2 rounds of breath here. Then you start to move your forehead to one side and then the other, just moving your head back and forth. Stretching out the neck. That a couple of times. And then bring the head back to center. And then on your next inhale, slightly lift your head and come up onto hands and knees. Bringing your knees underneath your hips. And then we're going to stretch the right arm out to the side, stretch it up as little or as much as you need. And then we're going to thread the needle, thread that arm underneath your left arm, bringing your shoulder and your head to the mat. If you'd like to take this a little bit farther, you can walk that left hand out to straight. Maybe rolling a little bit more onto the right hip, or I'm sorry, right shoulder rather. Take 2 more breaths here. And then slowly slide that left hand back in under the shoulder. Push your hand up, stretching the right arm out. Bring it back down. We'll do the left arm. So stretching that left arm up as little or as much as you need. And then threading it underneath the right arm. Placing the head and the shoulder on the mat. If you have a block and your head doesn't go to the mat, you can place your head on the block. If you'd like to take it a little deeper, stretching that right arm out. Maybe rolling a little bit more onto the left shoulder. Take 2 more breaths here. And then slowly slide that right hand back under the shoulder, pushing your hand up, stretching that left arm out, and bringing it back down. Right, next we're going to come to seated. Coming into butterfly pose, so bringing the bottoms of your feet together. You can have your feet as far or as close as you would like. If you'd like to come a little closer, scoot the heels closer to you, and then bring your hands behind you, scoot yourself closer to your heels. Stay sitting up tall, or maybe bring the hands out in front of you. Maybe start walking forward. Go nice and slow, listening to your inner thighs, your lower back, your hips. One more breath here. And then slowly start to walk back in. Next, we're going to bring the right leg out. Keep this left foot folded in. You can bring your heel to your left crease here or over to the right, just whatever feels better. Then moving your seat back and evenly seated on the mat. Then we're going to turn and face the right leg. Walking your hands, so your hands are on each side of the leg, lining up your body with the leg as you come forward. You'll get to a point where you can't go any further this way. Then you can start to fold, grabbing your shin, your ankle, your foot, and bringing your nose closer to your knee. Two more breaths here. And then release wherever you're hanging on to. Slowly come back up to the center. Then we're going to take the right hand and slide it on the inside of the right leg. Bring your left arm up. You can just bring it up, or you can bring it up and over, reaching towards your toes. You might be able to grab your toes, you might not, it's okay. And then see if you can open your left shoulder up anymore. So you're opening it up more towards the ceiling. You'll feel that change or stretch a little bit more. Keeping that side of the body open. One more breath here. And then on the next inhale, come back up to center. Now we're going to bring the right foot in, left foot out. Placing the heel on whichever leg crease feels best to you, adjusting the seat, making sure you're even, and then coming over that left leg, one hand on each side of the leg, starting to walk forward. As you walk, keep lining the body up as straight as you can with that leg. And when you can't go any further, then grab on and fold a little deeper. Take 2 more breaths here. And then release your hands and slowly roll back up, slowly coming back to the center. Then we'll slide that left hand on the inside of the left leg, bring the right arm up or up and over. Grab the toes if they're there. And then maybe see if you can bring that right shoulder open up more towards the ceiling. Give you a little bit more room to fold as well. Stretching that whole right side. One more breath here. And slowly coming back up to center. I'm going to open this right leg back out. Coming into a seated wide leg forward fold. So you can stay upright or you can start to fold forward. Get nice and slow. Again, paying attention to the inner thighs. That's a tight place, but that can help with stress relief. It can, sometimes your lower back is from tight thighs or tight hamstrings. To loosen that up. Deep breaths. One more breath. And then slowly walk back in. Go ahead and bring the legs together. Bringing your legs out towards straight. We're coming into stack pose. Sitting up tall, straightening the legs. If you want to wiggle the legs out a little bit first. We're going to inhale, sweep the arms up into the air, stretch up tall first. You're just stretching up from your hips and then hinging at the hips, we're going to come forward. Keep stretching for as long as you can. And then again, when you can't go any further, then you can let the hands relax down to wherever they're going tonight and fold a little bit deeper. Take 2 more breaths here. And then release and slowly roll back up to seated, back to stack pose. And we're going to take the right foot, place it outside of the left leg, bring your left hand outside your right knee, right hand behind you, and twist open to the right. Inhale as you lengthen, exhale as you twist. You can stay here, or if you'd like more twist, press the elbow into the knee. That gives you a little more room to go. And then again, inhale, lengthen, exhale, twisting open. Another great stress relieving pose. This kind of twists out toxins, twists out the stress. One more breath. And then come back to center and back to stack pose. Next, we're going to bring the left foot outside the right leg, twisting open to the left, either bringing that hand outside the knee, or if you like a little bit more twist, pressing the elbow into the knee. Inhale, lengthen the spine, exhale, twist. Two more breaths here. And then on the next inhale, come back to the center. Back to staff pose, sitting up tall one more time. Then we're going to swing the legs around, coming onto hands and knees, giving yourself a little room in front of you, in front of your mat. Start to walk your hands out into puppy pose. So where hips are up, knees are under hips, bringing your chest towards the mat, maybe placing your forehead on the floor, getting another good shoulder stretch. A couple of breaths here. And slowly start to lift your head, bring your hands back underneath your shoulders, set yourself up. We'll get ready for cat-cow. Knees under hips, under shoulders. And we're going to round the spine, press the spine up towards the ceiling, tuck the chin, cat. Drop the belly, lift the chin for cow. Round for cat. Drop and lift for cow. Go ahead and move through a few of these with your own breath. And let's do one more cat. And one more cow. Back to a neutral spine. We're going to press the hips out to the right and look over the right, stretching that left side again. Come back to center, hips out to the left, look over the left. Back to center. Next, we're going to take the right leg out behind you and then press that heel down as if you're trying to press your heel and touch it on the floor. So you're on your toes, pressing that heel back, looking for a calf stretch. If you need a little bit more, you can press your hands to make yourself go even farther. Bring that heel back up to center and then lift the leg, place the foot off and over to the left. Maybe look over at the left toes, or at the toes over the left, rather. Bring your foot back to the center, bring that knee in. Right foot goes out on the toes, on the ball of the foot. Press that heel back as little or as much as you need. Using the hands if you need more. Bring the heel back up, lift the toes, bring them off and over to the right, looking over the right shoulder at the toes. And bring everything back to center, bring the left knee back down. You can kind of do some wrist circles here, going in a circle, stretching the wrist out a little bit. And then we're going to come back to center. We're going to lift the right arm, left leg out, pressing the belly button up towards the spine to engage the core, stretching through the fingers and the toes. And then we're going to crunch the elbow and the knee in and bring it out. Crunch it in, bring it out. We'll do two more. Crunch it in, bring it out. And last one, crunch it in, bring it out. Stay here or bend your left knee. Stay there or take your right hand and grab the top of your foot. Maybe press the foot into your hand, opening up your shoulder. So you're getting a good quad stretch and a shoulder opener here. Also working on that balance. We'll let go and place that hand and knee back down, readjust. And we'll lift the left arm, right leg, engaging the core, stretching through the fingers and the toes. And then we're going to crunch it in and bring it out. Crunch it in, bring it out. Crunch it in and out. Last one, crunch it in, bring it out. Stay there and hold that, or maybe bend the right knee. And then maybe grab the foot with the left hand, maybe pressing the foot into the hand, opening up the shoulder. That hand and knee back down, coming back to hands and knees. Now we're going to tuck the toes and come into a bent leg downward dog. Really bending the knees here. Pressing through the index knuckles. And then slowly start to straighten your legs. You don't have to bring them all the way straight. And start to pedal your feet if that feels good. Press your right heel down, bend the left knee. And then switch left heel down, bend the right knee. And then try to press both heels down. Next, we're going to look in between our hands. Step your feet up between your hands, coming into a forward fold. Fingertips in line with toes, hips up towards the ceiling, head towards legs. And then come into a half lift, straightening the spine. And forward fold. And we're going to reverse swan dive, slowly coming up to our first standing pose, stretching up. As you stretch up, bring your palms together, cross the thumbs, stretch up even taller, and then bring the hips out to the left and pressing over to the right. Keep squeezing the arms, come back up to center, and then hips out to the right, pressing over to the left. Back to center, release the hands and swan dive, back down to forward fold. Half lift, forward fold. And we're going to plant the hands, step the feet back into plank. Knees up or knees down, your choice. Pressing that belly button towards the spine, engaging the core, and then squeezing the elbows in towards the ribs, slowly lower down. Point the toes and slowly wiggle up into a cobra, opening the chest. You can lower back down or just tuck your toes and go right into a downward dog. Pressing those heels towards the mat. And then we're going to step the feet back in between the hands, forward fold. Half lift, forward fold. And then reverse swan dive, sweeping the arms up, palms together, cross the thumbs, stretch up tall. And then we're going to press the hips out to the right first this time and press it to the left. Back up to center, hips out to the left, press it to the right. Back up to center, stretching up tall, release the hands, swan dive, forward fold. Half lift, forward fold. Plant the hands, step back into plank. And squeeze the elbows in, slowly lower down, and then lift up into a cobra. Tuck the toes, downward dog. Step up into forward fold. Half lift, forward fold. And then sweeping the arms up, palms together, cross the thumbs, stretch up tall. Step to the left, press it to the right. Back up to center, stretch up tall, and then hips out to the right, press it to the left. Back up to center, stretching up tall, then release the hands, swan dive, forward fold. Half lift, forward fold. Plant the hands, step back into a plank, and lower down. Press up into cobra, wiggle up, see how far you can go up, how much you can open your chest, how much you can squeeze your elbows in here. And then tuck the toes, downward dog. Pausing here, take a child's pose if you need to. Press those heels down towards the mat. And then we're gonna lift the right leg up into the air, pointing the toes, pressing the left heel down towards the mat. And then bend the knee, open the hip, and look underneath your right armpit. Then bring the knee back to center, look in between the hands, step that foot into a low lunge. Then we're going to drop the knee, come to the top of the foot on the mat, stretch the arms up, stay there, or add the back bend, press and lunge. Come back up to straight, we're going to cactus the arms. So opening the chest, cactus arms, and then stretch up. Cactus arm again. Stretch up. Bring the hands back down. We're going to lift the back knee, or you can leave it down. Coming into a twisted lunge, we're going to bring the hands up heart center. Twist open to the right, elbow into knee. Really make that back straight leg straight and strong with the knees up. Then bring the hands back to the low lunge. And step back to downward dog. Press the heels down towards the mat. And then lift that left leg up. Pressing the right heel down. And then bend the knee, open the hip, look underneath the left armpit. Turn back to center, looking in between the hands. Step that foot into low lunge. Drop the knee, top of the foot comes to the mat. Stretch the arms up. Stay there at a back bend. Come back up to straight. Cactus arms 2 times. And then drop the hands. Lift the knee if you'd like. Hands at heart center. You could even stay here or add that twist. Come back to center, hands to the mat, step back, downward dog. We're going to repeat all of that again and then add on to it. So this time we're going to just lift the right leg up into the air, not bend the knee, just stretching that leg up as high as you can, and then stepping it forward, low lunge. Drop the knee, arms either straight up or add that back bend. Coming back up, cactus arms 2 times. And then drop the hands, lift the knee if you choose. Pressing up, hands at heart center, staying there, coming to the twist. Back leg straight and strong. Good, then we're gonna come back to center, step that back foot in a little bit if you need to. Coming into high lunge, stretching the arms up. We're gonna add those cactus arms again. 2 cactus arms. Stretching up tall, and then drop your back heel and open up into warrior 2. Holding that warrior 2. Good, then we're gonna lift the back heel and twist open to the right, twisted warrior 2. Come back to warrior 2. Come into reverse warrior. And then we're gonna come into triangle. So straighten the front leg, slide your hand down that leg, lifting the left arm up. Keeping the legs straight, come into reverse warrior. Or reverse triangle. Same as warrior 2, but with straight knees. From here, we're gonna come all the way into a side angle, bending the right elbow, right knee, bringing the left arm straight up or parallel with your ear. Then we're gonna turn and face that foot, low lunge, step back, downward dog. Pressing those heels to the mat. Take a child's pose if you need to. And then when you're ready, lifting that left leg up, stretching it up as high as you can, and then step it forward, low lunge. Drop the back knee, top of the foot comes to the mat, arms go straight up or add the back bend. Coming back up to straight, add the 2 cactus arms. And then drop the hands to the mat, lift that back knee if you choose, hands at heart center, stay there or add the twist. Come back to the center, step that back foot in a little bit if you need to, stretching the arms up, high lunge. And then cactus arms, 2 times. And drop the back heel, open up warrior 2. Getting adjusted there in your warrior 2. Then we're gonna lift that back heel. You don't have to do this part, but twisted warrior 2, lifting the back heel, just staying open to the left. Come back to warrior 2, and then reverse warrior. Coming up and over into triangle, straightening that left knee, bringing the right arm straight up. Slide down as little or as much as you'd like here. And then coming back into reverse triangle. And then we're gonna come all the way over into a side angle, bending left elbow, left knee, right arm can go straight up or parallel with your ear. But then we're gonna turn and face that left foot. Step the right foot to meet the left foot, coming into a forward fold. Pausing there for a moment. But then bend your knees slightly, grab opposite elbows and just hang over your leg. And then release your elbows and slowly roll up to standing. Go as slow as you need to, making your head the very last thing to come up. Opening the chest when you get there, pressing evenly through both feet. Grab water if you need to grab water. Meeting back up in mountain pose. Standing up tall. Nice open chest. Even engaging the core here, pressing the belly button back towards the spine. One more breath. And next we're going to move into a balancing pose. So we're going to work on eagle pose tonight. So we all know eagle arms are, well, at least I assume, well, eagle arms are bringing your right arm under the left. You can stop at your shoulders or bring the palms together. So that's the arms. So for the legs, we're going to start out balancing on the left foot. You have a couple of options here with your legs. So you can just cross this right foot over and kind of balance yourself, kind of propping yourself up so you have a little extra help. Or you can bend the left knee even more. Bring your right foot to like the side of the leg or maybe the back of the leg, or to come all the way into the pose. You're going to squat down even more and wrap and hook that foot. And then when you're ready there, you can add the arms. You can always stay hands at heart center or stretching the arms out into T, bringing the right arm under the left, stopping at the shoulders or wrapping the forearms and bringing the palms together. Once you get here, see if you can squat down a little bit farther. Bring the knees more towards the center, hands more towards the center, and up closer to your forehead. How long you can balance here. If you're having trouble, you can look at something that isn't moving. Good. See if you can take one more breath. And then release and shake that out. We're going to do it on the other side. So the arms will be the opposite arm under the opposite arm. Balancing on the right foot. So again, you can kind of prop that foot up there. You can bend the knee a little more, placing the foot wherever it will go. Or maybe bending even more, wrapping and hooking that foot around your leg. Stretching the arms out. Left arm under right this time. Stop at the shoulders or come into eagle arms. Once you're here, see if you can squat down anymore. Bring your knees more towards the center. Throw your balance off like it did mine. And then bringing the hands more towards the center. Now I can't get it back. Okay, here we go. Hands up towards the forehead as well. Notice the strengthening it's doing to your ankle. And one more breath here. And release. Shake that out. And then sweep the arms up into the air, stretching up tall. And then swan dive, slowly coming into a forward fold. You might want to bend your knees since we were doing some balancing. Then aggravate your lower back a little bit. Bring your hips up a little bit more, nose more towards your legs. Notice what that does when you try to activate those things. And now looking up slightly, walk your hands out kind of underneath your shoulders. And then we're going to heel toe out to a wide leg forward fold. Just take it as wide as it feels okay. Maybe bring your hands down to the floor if you were up on fingertips. And then we're going to bring the left hand underneath the nose. Start to lift this right arm. Lift it as little or as much, like at the beginning, as much twist as you need. Twisting over to the right. Bring that hand back down, and then switch. Left arm comes up. So we're going to do it one more time on each side. Left hand down, twist open to the right. And right hand down, twist open to the left. And then bring both hands down. You can stay with this forward fold. If you want to take it deeper, maybe heel toe your feet out a little bit farther apart. Maybe walk your fingers in line with your toes. Maybe bringing the top of your head to or towards the mat. One more breath here. And then when you're ready, slowly lifting your head, walk your hands back underneath your shoulders. And we're gonna heel toe the feet in just a little bit wider than hip width. And then make sure that your heels are more in and your toes are more out. And we're gonna squat down into Malasana. And when you're here, press your elbows into your knees, bring your hands at heart center. See if you can put your tailbone down a little bit more, stretch your spine up a little bit straighter. You can also sit on the mat and do this, or sit on a block as well. If your heels aren't down all the way, it's okay. Something to work for. One more breath here. Drop your hands, come to hands and knees, and bring your knees underneath your hips. Slowly come up to standing on your knees. And then we're going to take a deep breath in and shrug the shoulders up to the ears, and then roll the shoulder blades down the back. Bring your hands behind you. They're at your hips, and then pull your arms a little straighter to open your chest a little bit more. And then you can start to open your chest and come into a bound camel as little or as much as you need to. So your hips will go forward, chest will open up, head will start to look up at the ceiling or all the way back. You'd rather place your hands at your lower back and do it that way. That's a little bit better for me. If you want to come into full camel, you'll grab your heels. If your back is ready for that, and come all the way into your full camel. I'm going to stick with this one for right now. You have your hands on your lower back like I do. Try to squeeze your elbows together as much as you can. That will give you a little more opening. And then slowly start to come back up. Slowly sit back on your heels. And slowly walk your hands out into a child's pose. Be careful of the lower back. Take a few deep breaths here. Two more rounds of deep breath here. And then slowly start to lift your head, slowly walking the hands back in. And then swing the legs around, and we'll come to laying on our back. When you get there, just keep the feet on the mat, knees bent, and let your arms just lay by your side. Getting your body used to laying on your back for a moment. And then using your stomach muscles, press your belly button down towards your spine. So you're trying to press this lower part of your back into the mat. It's a little movement, but it does a lot. Holding that there. And release. Good. Next, shrug your shoulders up to your ears and slide your shoulder blades down your back. And then pressing that lower back into the mat. Stay there, or maybe walk your feet in a little bit closer and lift your hips up off of the mat. Holding whichever one you're in. And then slowly lower down. And then this time you can have the option for bridge. So you can either stay with pressing the lower back into the mat and holding that, or lift the hips up. Or to come into bridge, you might want to walk your feet in a little closer, walk your shoulders underneath each other, clasp your hands underneath your hips, and then using your upper arms to press your chest up towards your chin. Try not to put a lot of strain in your neck. This is more in your arms, in your legs, bring your chest up and not your neck. One more breath here. And then slowly lower down. And then hug your knees into your chest. Gentle hug, maybe rock back and forth. And then bring the knees back to center, set the feet down. Next, we're going to take the right leg and just cross it as if you were sitting. So cross it over your left knee. Then you can bring your knees in closer to you. You can hug them in here. If you want a little bit more, go further down your legs. And if you want to go even further, grab your ankles and pull them as if you're kind of tying a knot with your legs. You're pulling them up and away from each other. This is going to give you a really deep hip stretch, especially in your right hip right now. So take this as much as you need it. Remember, you can just stay here, hugging them in as they're crossed. And if it's too much, you can just stay with just hugging knees in the way we just did before. Nice deep breaths into the hips. Two more deep breaths here. And then release your legs back down, uncross the legs. You kind of windshield wiper them back and forth. Once you've done that equal amounts of times on each side, come back up to center. Then we're going to cross the left leg over the right leg, or opposite of what you did before. Hug the knees in. You can stay there. That might be enough for you today. Or maybe walk them down, your hands down to your shins. For the most stretch, grab the ankles and pull them as if you're kind of tying a knot. Bring them closer to you and farther, the feet farther away from each other. Finding that deep stretch in the left hip. Deep breaths here. And then take 2 more rounds of deep breaths. And then release your feet back down, uncross the legs. Bring your arms out into T. Windshield wiper again a couple of times back and forth. And then bring the knees back up to center. Walk your feet wide on the mat so your edges of your feet are going to the edges of your mat, keeping your arms straight out, or you can bring them into saguaro cactus. We're going to drop the knees over to the right. You can look over the left fingertips if that feels good on your neck. And then if you need a little bit more out of your twist, you can place your right foot on top of your left knee, adding a little bit more, a little bit deeper stretch. And your breath start to slow down. Take one more breath here. And then place that right foot back on the mat. Gently bring your head and your knees back to center. Readjust your hips. And then drop the knees over to the left. And keep looking straight up, or maybe look over the right fingertips. Maybe bring that left foot on top of the right knee. Taking whatever you need out of your twist here. Imagine any last little bits of stress that you were holding on to, you're just wringing them out now. 2 more deep breaths here. And then place the left foot back on the mat. Gently bring the head of the knees back up to center. And then one leg at a time, stretch your legs out long along the mat. Stretch your arms up above your head for a full body stretch. Taking a deep breath. And release the arms down. We're going to move into our legs up the wall pose. It will take me a minute to set up as well, so go ahead and get yourself set up. Just bringing the edge of your mat to right up against a wall or a door or wherever you're going to rest your feet up. Or again, you can make a pillow stack and just elevate your legs a little bit. So maybe bring with you what you might need for Shavasana. We'll be here, stay here at Shavasana where we're at, so we don't have to move again. To get yourself set up in case you're not sure, it sometimes helps to just sit right up against the wall. We're going to turn towards the wall, keep pressing your butt up against the wall. As you lay down, keep bringing yourself closer and closer, and then bringing the legs straight up the wall. If you need to bend them, that's okay. If you'd like to have somebody kind of elevating your hips, maybe a folded blanket. Just letting the legs rest into the wall. Maybe shrug your shoulders up to your ears and slide the shoulder blades down your back to relax your back a little bit more. And start to close your eyes. Hopefully gonna play a little music here at the end for you guys. This is a great pose to do at the end of your day. It helps to slow down your heart rate, calm down the nervous system. Allow yourself to really relax into the pose. Start to deepen and lengthen your breath. Next, we'll be coming into Shavasana. If you'd like to stay here for Shavasana, it's a great way to do Shavasana. If not, just roll to one side. And when you're ready, come to laying on your back with your eyes closed. Getting yourself comfortable. Turn off your lights if you haven't already. And closing your eyes. Relaxing the breath. And allow your body to take in your yoga practice. This is where it all comes together. Allowing your whole body to relax and just melt into the mat. Shavasana. Slowly start to bring your awareness back to your body. Start to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Make some wrist circles, ankle circles. And let your head drop over to the left. And then over to the right. And then when you're ready, roll over onto your side, pausing there for a moment. And then when you're ready, using your hands to push yourself up to seated, with your eyes closed. If you'd like, you can place your hands at heart center. And then take a nice deep breath here. Noticing how it feels to relax a little bit, to give yourself some time. I'm going to close tonight with a reading from Lee Lozowick. A couple of you may have heard this one already, but it's great for stress. It says, I'd like to suggest that you seriously consider relaxing and cultivating the skills to meet what arises as it arises, without this compulsive need to have everything all planned out. The future is highly unstable, unknown, and both mercurial and in fact not here yet. So why try to have it all figured out? Develop skillful means, lightness of movement, creative ways of dealing with unexpected happenstances. You may well need such abilities, such a capacity. So you'll have to dive in and move with faith and devotion and a willingness to adjust to the situation as it presents itself. May you be able to take this feeling of peace with you throughout your night, maybe even into tomorrow. Remembering that you can come to this feeling at any time. Thank you for your practice and your presence. Namaste. Thank you guys so much. You can unmute yourselves if you'd like. I'll be picking it up a few notches for Power Flow tomorrow night, so that should be fun. Hopefully we'll see you guys back. We'll have a good time. It'll be a little more no tomorrow. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good night.
Have a good night. Bye, guys.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, she was just saying thank you, and it was a very good class.
Thank you.